Hey guys, welcome to the build. This is part 2. No big stories opening this time, but I got one. So I built such a device and we put it to use now for a little bit. And for privacy reason, I won't mention who it is and stuff like that, but it's been amazing. Like, it has worked very well. So anyway, let's go into the build for this week. I had a lot of people asking me how to make the program for the Nexion. I use Canva, obviously, as you can see on the screen. So as I got this B-roll going, I'll explain a bunch of stuff. The frequencies I decided to go with, well, I make this little program which is hard-coded for the frequencies, by the way, like I explained in the last video. It was based on a meta-research that I read, which seem to have really good success with early onset of dementia. And like I told you, with the success we've personally had has been amazing so far. Now, whoever thinks that it's easy to do this, it might be if you know exactly what you're doing, and I'm basically waffling my way through it all the time. So as you can see right here, I decided to plug my oscilloscope to it and then to my output on my card. And I'm gonna save you guys like the headache, but there was like many trial that I did through this, and you'll see the countdown there. But what was happening is the Nexion has a limitation of changing frequencies while the program is running, and I could not figure out how to do it. So when I was changing program, and every time I rebooted it, it would pulse for the first few seconds, because I had it set for a few seconds at the time, not 5 minutes, because I didn't want to wait there forever. But then it would quit on me. So I just kept going back and forth to my computer to upload a new program, trying it, and it would work, it wouldn't work, blah blah. Now, like I mentioned before, this is original prototype. The program has been posted on the Patreon there, so they can try it if they have a 2.8-inch Nexion. I'll open a little bracket here and show you the Patreon, guys. It's not your typical Patreon where you give the artists some money to help them continue and stuff like that. I mean, yes, it does help, don't get me wrong. But the main purpose of my Patreon is to have a community where we can share stuff. I make a ton of them little videos. I explain stuff like this one right here is about taping the coil. I answer a question. I have a step-by-step how to, quickly check your Nexion build. I answered a gazillion questions, right? I try to stay really active on this. Look at all the communication I've had with people, right? And you get to me, and I try to get back to you as quickly as I can, right? It's growing, so it's a good time to join because I have a lot of time still with people, right? I put on the shop there the stuff to download. There's a price there, yes, but for the Patreon it's free, right? On the shop side of things, I don't have a choice. I have to put money in there. So if you're not a Patreon, you have to buy the stuff. The calculator is there, so the Patreon can download it for free quickly. And if you're not a Patreon, I said it'll be free. Just you gotta roam down to that particular place on the timeline to go find it. So it looks like that. I just posted that one yesterday about my Nexion being hunted. So if you scroll down, that's another thing too. If you join the Patreon, please start at the bottom and read the stuff. They're all really quick and whatever. So here's the calculator where you can go and download it for free. And there's a lot of stuff, like a lot. Anyway, long story short, I think it's worth it. If you're going to do a build, I can save you a lot of time. I mean, the part list is there. You're going to be in touch with the latest where we're at all the time. To give you an idea, right? This is the Nexion program is there now for downloading. And I'm working on making the frequencies accurate to 2 digits. So you want 7.83, you're going to be able to do that. as we're talking right now, I am printing a different bezel to work with the Nexian 5-inch that does not come with the bezel, because a lot of people don't see the point of buying an extra bezel when they can print one. So I'm making one right now. I ordered a couple Nexian without the bezel, and I'm making one. And as soon as it fits and it works, then I will post it so people can use their 3D printer and go that way. This ion generator, I'm in the process of making a bigger one right now. Yeah, I won't talk about that on YouTube, but it's there. There's lots of stuff I don't have time to talk on YouTube. It's just not the right place for it to be, and I'll do it here. Like this. This is quite a funny thing actually, and as the community to help me out. There's also the app. There's a feature here that you don't see on the app. There's a chat room where we all post pictures and we talk about stuff. So it's live, it's quick, and it's really entertaining to all of us. But that's a good way to share stuff. And my Patreon always can reach me on emails and stuff like that, right? Once again, guys, it's not really about the money. It's about creating a community. I don't want to run another discourse type thing. It was too much work. I don't have time for that. But right now, the Patreon will be a good place for it to be. So think about it and come have fun with us. What this thing does is nothing but a miracle. It sends the signal to the brain to start the car wash, basically. So I'll make it do it twice. So I send the signal, pause, send the signal, pause, and then we go into 1 hertz. One of the single most important thing for dementia suffering people is having a good night's sleep. They don't usually get a good night rest, and we've seen it. When they get tired, everything gets worse. I mean, when we get tired, everything gets worse. So imagine at that point. So the build is really simple. We've seen it a million times. I got 2 coils, and then basically it's mounted inside a little project box. I got my buck converter so I can make the 5 volt to go to the Nexian, and then I just use my little clip to bolt it all together, and it's just magical. It just comes together. And then I 3D printed it off the front face, mounted the Nexian to it, turned it on, and made the program, tested it with the coils. Everything worked fine. And you don't need a lot of power, guys, with the brain. What we're looking for, like, here's something. They're able to do this with light. They're able to do this with sound. And, well, who wants to go to sleep with light flashing in their face, right? That doesn't work. Who wants to hear a sound in their ears all the time? So all we're trying to do is, like, create, I'm going to call it an echo chamber, make the cave or crane just resonate at that frequencies. And that's just really what I wanted to do. And that's what we've accomplished. Really simple build, very elegant, just beautiful. And the result we got, I cannot tell you guys enough about it. It's just bloody amazing. Bloody amazing.
For the benefit of the audience, I have to pause this video. Steve is much downplaying the results he's seen. I will even go ahead and say, concealed beneath a veneer of serenity, Steve projects an aura of composure, a facade meticulously crafted to betray no outward signs of exuberance. However, in the depths of his being, a fervent torrent of enthusiasm courses through him, an impassioned tempest that dances with unbridled delight, though it remains shrouded from the prying eyes of the world. In another word, he is really pumped of the results so far.
So, simple build, totally new way of using it. Put that under the pillow, and then just push start and let it do its thing. My son has an extremely active mind, and his mat is the only reason why he can sleep at night. And he put it on 1 hertz and he goes to sleep like a baby. Really want this to work with the neoradium stuff and follow your brain pattern of your sleep. And then the PEMF, when you get into your REM, the people with dementia, when they get to the REM part, they usually don't get that gamma wave happening. And that's where I really wanted to come up, that if the body doesn't make it naturally, then we can send a signal to the PEMF to give you a burst of it for like a couple, 3 minutes. So you can send that brain car wash happening. So we could have like something totally automated like that. I think it would be beautiful.